Everyone from beautiful San Diego here in Southern California. Good morning if you're on the East Coast. Good afternoon if you are on the West Coast. It is great to have everyone with us and appreciate you taking time out of your day today. My name is Stephen Jones. I have the great honor of being the president of Kannaway, and I will be your host for today. And so thankful that you are able to join us. I know that this is an investment of your time. I know that you could be somewhere else doing something else, and you've chosen to be here with us. And so not only do I appreciate that investment, I want to make sure that that investment of your time is worth every second that you spend with us. And so we have a great kind of meeting and event planned for you today so that you can get fully introduced to Kannaway. So hopefully you're here because somebody introduced you and wanted to let you know more. And first and foremost, I think that that is a great compliment for somebody to pay you, because it means that they're excited about the option of having you as a valued customer or even as a valued partner in their business. And we'll talk about what both of those things mean there. But, you know, I want you to know that there are lots of things that come with Kannaway that I'm excited to share with you. And I have some incredible speakers who are joining me today who are going to tell you all about that. And they are people just like you who are out there having fun and having an amazing time with their Kannaway friends and family. And so as you are here today, I think that whatever you are looking for, whatever your interest is as you look at Kannaway today, I believe that you will find it here in this great company. So if you are somebody who's looking to take control of their health, take control of their wellness, take their health and wellness to a next level, whatever that means for you, well, we have incredible product and incredible story. You're going to hear about those today. And so I know that you can find that here with Kannaway. For some people, they want to be part of a community. They want to be part of something. And, you know, this pandemic season has really taught us one thing is that it can get quite lonely. And so having a community that you can connect with, well, you're absolutely going to find out about our Kannaway community today. So if that's what you're looking for, I believe that absolutely you can find that here at Kannaway. For some people, they want to be part of an opportunity to put some extra money in their pocket. You know, people are getting their hours cut. People have overtime cut, bonuses cut. You know, some people are just really, really struggling right now for that extra $100, $200, $500, $1,000, whatever that amount may be. We absolutely have a phenomenal entrepreneurial opportunity here at Kannaway, and you're going to hear about that today. Some people just want to be part of something that is bigger than themselves. And we have an incredible cause. We have a fantastic charity that we lovingly support called the Echo Connection, and it's changing people's lives all over the world. You are absolutely going to hear about that. And so all this information is for you to look forward to, and I'm excited to jump right in and start talking about it. So I hope that you know why you're here. I hope that Kannaway is the name that you understand. You know, we have a proud heritage in this industry, in the beneficial cannabis space, because when we first started to look at hemp and CBD and some of these other terms that you may have heard now, for us, you know, that was a journey that began back in 2008, 2009. So a lot of years ago now. And so when we began to investigate the possibility of CBD and hemp and all those kind of things, we had all these great ideas. We had all this vision, but there was simply no one doing it. No one knew how to do it. No one knew if it could be done. And so when we looked at it and said, it can be done, it should be done, it needs to be done, it didn't exist then. And so we invented it, and we really created the CBD industry as people see it, know it, and understand it today. So to tell us a little bit about the history of Kannaway so that you can understand the company that you will be a customer for or a business partner with, so that you can understand our journey, our history, and all of the things that make us unique and special, I'm really, really thrilled to introduce our first speaker. Our first speaker is a lady who I met I can't remember, quite a few years ago, but somebody that is absolutely committed to hard work and the number one thing, helping others. I think every time I've spoken to her, she's uttered some form of the phrase of this would be great for these people or that people. And she's really at the forefront of making sure that we as a company continue to escalate and be the best at what we do, how we do, in supporting and helping each and every one of our customers and our brand ambassadors that we partner with. And so I'm absolutely thrilled to introduce our Vice Presidential Director, Kim Shepherd, to talk to you about Kannaway, our history, and introducing CBD to the world. Kim, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me, Stephen?
I can. Fantastic. Appreciate you being on today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. And we wouldn't be as strong as we are without a great corporate team. So I want to thank you, Stephen, for everything you do.
Thank you.
So let's get started. So history of hemp. Now, I'm not trying to be an expert here. I hope everybody understands that, but I had to do a little bit of a learning curve when we started and understand what happened to hemp. And what I love here is this 1937, where they basically banned it from the US and we didn't have it in our food supply. But I've done some research. It's gone back as far as 6,000 years using it as for medical reasons, for a natural supplement. So I believe we're on the this learning curve here. Once you go through that and understand that they banned hemp, you kind of get a little bit angry. And then you hear the truth, you find out the truth that they took it out of our food supply. And this is why we've had escalation of illnesses, conditions, of neurological conditions, and you name it. But this was exciting, and Kannaway, as one of our groups, became the first to launch CBD product in the US. So we're really excited about that. So hemp versus marijuana. This was also, I think, probably one of the most misunderstood conversations when you talk about hemp and marijuana. Marijuana is the plant that will get you high, very high levels of THC, psychoactive effect. Hemp is really more on the industrial side, creating clothing, textiles, and we teach in our presentations that we're on the forefront of some great innovations using hemp-based products for changing the world, helping us detoxify an environment. So being part of this is an incredible opportunity that we can actually help bring into the forefront, and some of the politicians that are still confused at this, and help change laws. So this is really one of the most important things, I think, when you start understanding endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome. Our bodies are designed with the endocannabinoid system, and CBD feeds that. So what is the endocannabinoid deficiency syndrome? That's basically a void of the CBD cannabinoids in our bodies. So we have the endocannabinoid system, and then we have the cannabinoids that feed that system and help put our body into homeostasis. And what is homeostasis? Maybe a long word for Zen. I think that's the best way to say it. If your body's in Zen, helping your defenses, offsetting some of the environmental conditions. And I know a lot of people are started on the product. They feel, oh, I feel like better. Even my anxiety has been reduced. So you get a lot of great benefits from that. But the underlying cause of many ailments is basically clinical deficiency of cannabinoids. So Kannaway took a lead in this and understood, with Dr. Stuart Titus blazing the trail, that there was a need to get this to people around the world. And he blazed this trail, and we're excited to be part of it. So why CBD? So you look at Dr. Titus here. Cannabinoids found in plants like hemp, including cannabinoid CBD, are that's a good word for saying we need to have it in our body, produce in our body can produce these as well, but the best way is to get it through a supplement and CBD. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the craze right now in CBD. I know in many countries, they might be just learning about it, but in US, it's probably one or two most Googled supplements. So there's right now a big need and interest in CBD. What does it do? How does it help you? And basically, we're on the forefront of educating people, and Dr. Stuart Titus basically is I call him the godfather of CBD. He was asked to speak for the World Health Organization. Also, FDA, his presentation at FDA was phenomenal. So you can see right now why CBD is important. There's a big need for people to get informed about it. But that being said, there's still a lot of confusion. And I think we just did some research. 70% of people have heard CBD is good for you, but they haven't quite tried it yet. So this is why we are on such an exciting forefront that we can introduce them to one of the best products on the market. And I'm proud to be partnered with Dr. Stuart Titus. So company of first. I don't know about you, but I love being first. I love being part of something, being first. I always say you can only be one first. And so one of the two things, this timeline was incredible when it came out because it really showed the history of Kannaway and Medical Marijuana Inc. But one of the things I like, the two things I like on here is 2009 being the first publicly traded cannabis company in the US, and 2014, the first direct selling company. That was what interests me, myself, my business partner and husband now, Tibor. We were in the industry. He's been in 28 years. I've been in 12 years. We were looking for a company that was providing a supplement that was for everybody every day. And so being in the direct selling industry, we were so proud to be partnered with Kannaway because we were on the forefront. Number one, first company leading in the industry. Two, we love to blaze trails, so that was another appeal to us. And third, being that we wanted a supplement that was for everyone every day. So I didn't have to say, oh, this one's just for energy or this one's just for this. We love the fact that this fit all three of those categories we were looking for in a company. Oh, this is my favorite. Kannaway just keeps getting better and better. And thankfully, Steve was nice enough to add this slide because I'm always a little bit surprised when we have new products to our line. So this was introduced in June. I was not aware of it before that, but in June, I found out about this. And I got really excited. I saw the harmony of the two. Pain relief laser, although I knew nothing about lasers, I understood that if this is reducing pain, we know for a fact that CBD is proven to have those same benefits. The two of these coming together as a company and a mission seemed a good fit. Now, that being said, I got my first laser and I treated an injury I've had in my ankle for 9 years. So 9 years, I have 11 pins and a plate in my ankle. I treated myself the first day I got the device for about 10 minutes of full treatment. I did it the second day, a 10-minute full treatment. And literally since that day, I have zero conditions that I had suffered for 9 years, not being able to walk right. And I just hid my pain and I hid my discomfort. And I call Mike, who actually invented the laser, I call him Miracle Mike. So, and you can see here over 25,000 practitioners are using this technology. I believe he treats over 1 million patients a month with this technology. And obviously in conjunction with CBD, with our published medical studies, this laser, 830 pulse laser, also has great published medical studies. So this is exciting for us. We're on the forefront of something great. Many of our leaders already have it in their hand. They're beginning to treat people. And I tell Mike, I want this laser to be in every home. All those people secretly suffering from pain, we have a solution for them in conjunctive therapy with CBD. So thank you, Stephen. So company of first. This is one of my favorite things we talked about. We have a great corporate team. I have to say, I've been in the industry for 12 years, 28 years. My husband, we haven't really, I love the fact that Blake is very receptive and he's very much in tune with the field. We have a great corporate team in Europe as well. And obviously Stephen and Tyler are a great complement to corporate because they're only going to be as good as corporate is. And if corporate has a great team behind us, it's just going to make us a better company. And you can see here, we showcase many awards. These keep coming consistently, and we're proud to say that we represent some of the best, as far as in the company, the best CBD company, International CBD Award, fastest growing company of the year, executive of the year, company of the year, international executive. I mean, just name it. They just keep coming. And this is one of those things when you're looking for a company, if you're sitting here looking at this presentation, you want to look for a company that stands out. The reputation is high, and these awards are representative of that. So this is kind of the company you want to look for if you're saying, I want to put my time and energy and build a network. You want to look for a company that has these types of awards, that are winning these types of awards hands down. And so love this too, Changing Minds, Laws, and Lives, Fortune, CBS, Forbes, Yahoo's, The Doctors, all of these showcased Kannaway, CBD, Medical Marijuana Inc. And I love a lot of these other companies kind of like, oh, well, we did that, but they didn't do it. Kannaway did it. We can hold the standard for CBD companies. And not only that, one of my most proudest representations is that we are the CBD in the PDR, the Physician's Desk Reference. This is why we have so many incredible doctors on our team. So many doctors, physicians, naturopaths, you name it. They partner with Kannaway because they see that we're the best quality on the market. We hands down, and our Dr. Titus is by far the most educated person on CBD. And as far as the company goes, you want to look for that. But the PDR is definitely one of those stamps of, we're the best out there. I'm proud to say it. I say it all the time. Once you start educating people, just get out there, get vocal, start telling people that showing people that we are the best and why we're the best. And literally, people just need to understand a little of the differences and they're ready to make a decision. So thank you, Stephen, for letting me join in today.
Well, thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate that. Really, powerful and passionate kind of introduction to our company. And I don't think there's anyone who wouldn't be able to feel the excitement there. And hopefully they feel the excitement the same way. So, it's funny. I'd forgotten about this, but I did see a competitor product that came out. And part of their launch marketing was they talked about how CBD has been featured on the doctors. They didn't say them, they said CBD, and it was us. We're the ones that have been featured on the doctors. So, I guess that's a form of flattery, right? They can introduce that. So appreciate it, Kim. Thank you so much. Okay, well, one of the things that I am most proud about here at Kannaway is the quality of our products and the fantastic nature of our ingredients and all the things that we do. And that's because I think that in the world today, there's a lot of companies that are successful in spite of their products, if you get what I mean. Like, they're successful because they have great marketing, or they have a celebrity endorsement, or, they just go super cheap. And so, it makes people want to buy it. And, I am very, very proud of the products, the farming that we do, all that kind of thing. And so I wanted to bring on somebody great who was going to be able to share and talk to you all about that. So I want to introduce our next speaker, who is she's a digital and PR marketing professional. She actually has her own digital marketing agency, and she is very into benefiting from the gifts that Mother Nature have given us. So she's a yoga instructor, she's a Reiki practitioner. I know that she lives life to the fullest. When I follow her on social media, I see her going all over the places and really just benefiting and enjoying there. And I think that, if I was to sum up our next speaker in one way, I would say that she lives life to the max and makes sure that people involved with her are doing the same thing. I know she gets so much joy from helping and coaching and teaching and introducing new people to Kannaway so that they can benefit as well. So I'm going to introduce our next speaker, which is Kelly-Ann Rose. So Kelly-Ann, are you with us?
Yes, thanks so much, Stephen, for introducing me. Can you see and hear me yet?
We can. You're coming through loud and clear.
Okay, and you can see me too?
We can.
Cool. Well, Kannaway, thanks again so much, Stephen, for that introduction. One important note is Kannaway is not a direct sales company that decided to sell CBD. So led by Dr. Stuart Titus, Kannaway's parent company, Medical Marijuana Inc., launched CBD to the world. And then formed Kannaway as a subsidiary company. So Kannaway really became the first direct selling company in the world to distribute CBD products. The legal hemp-based CBD industry in the U.S. did not exist until Medical Marijuana Inc. and its subsidiaries, included Kannaway, created it. So from the nutrient-rich farms where we cultivate our hemp to a rigorous triple lab testing process, Kannaway is really committed to providing their customers a true soil-to-sale experience, delivering the highest grade CBD products on the market today. So when it comes to why here at Kannaway, we can confidently and proudly call ourselves the premier global cannabis company and the company of firsts, Kannaway is just simply the industry leaders, and we really have no real competition. We may have imitators, but no one has the same history and leadership as us. And this is exemplified throughout all of our soil, process, safety, and education, and that is why I'm here to go over all of this in detail with you today. Next slide, please. So farming and heritage. So when Kannaway first started, they looked at over 3,000 different types of seed, farmers, farms, and climates to just find really the right partner whose farm could provide that ideal hemp to create the products that we intended. Our farming partners at the farm have been growing for decades and generations. And so Kannaway is leading the way and continues to lead the way with our process that really took many, many years to develop. Next slide. So located in northern Holland, these photos were taken during our harvesting season. The hemp from our European farm was some of the highest quality found anywhere in the world and is certified organic hemp. So if you look at the soil quality in the US, there's actually, soil in general, there's 3 times more carbon in the soil than in the atmosphere. And so all the more important to actually keep our soil clean. One kind of sad fact to indicate is that the soil quality in the States is actually decreasing because of all of the chemical fertilizers and pesticides that are used to market these farms on a mass scale. So considering all of that, I've actually read that it's been estimated that it will take 50 years until the nutrient content in the US soil is completely depleted. Now, I'm not sure if that's a fact, but it just goes to show why it's only really safe at this time to grow your CBD and hemp crops in Europe. I know when I traveled and lived in Europe, I mean, even just the gluten alone in the products didn't affect me the same as it did in the States, going back to, hey, where is our wheat grown and what is the soil and the content and the nutrients in that soil? So I just feel safer getting my products from anything grown in Europe. So next slide. So looking at our unique process, our world-renowned scientific team led by Dr. Stuart Titus have over 40 years of experience in the biotech field and work closely with our certified partners to ensure our extraction process is followed meticulously. So Kannaway uses a supercritical carbon dioxide or CO2 fluid extraction method. So this manufacturing extraction process really provides the best result, and I'll tell you why. It's clean, environmentally friendly, and hands down, it's non-toxic. So we extract all the botanicals from our hemp plants and convert it into usable biomass. The FDA has deemed this process safe to use, and it's much safer and far performs other CO2 extraction processes that use hydrocarbon, ethanol, and other chemicals. But see, you really want to only use ethanol extraction for when you're making those textiles and using hemp for other industrial applications. And then stick to our supercritical carbon dioxide fluid extraction method if it's the CBD that you're ingesting in your body. So this way we're keeping the product as intended, natural, and safe. Also, CO2 extraction processes, they don't contribute to carbon emission increases in the atmosphere. And, really taking care of Mother Earth and our planet is so important to me personally. But nor does this extraction process bring flammable petroleum-based solvents like butane into contact with your product. Very important to note. Next slide. So from the manufacturing process, Kannaway makes 3 different base oils: green, blue, and gold. Okay, so the first step uses as little as refinement as possible, leaving the CBD hemp oil in its most natural, unaltered form, which we call green oil. So this oil is a raw CBD hemp oil with all the natural material found in the plant at harvest. It's a great source of CBD-A, cannabidiolic acid, and it's naturally abundant in CBD, vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, terpenes, and other cannabinoids. So for our next level of refinement and for a higher CBD concentration, we decarboxylate our oil, which basically just means we're gently heating it. And this allows the CBD to become more readily acceptable by the central nervous system and brain. So this process loosens the plant material and then concentrates the CBD to 17%. And we do this to convert CBD into CBD, retaining that hemp's nutritional value while also maximizing CBD content. So all of Kannaway's premium branded products, such as the premium hemp oil liquid and the premium hemp oil applicator, are made by mixing the blue and the green oil. So all of our premium products are full spectrum. Okay, so it has a little it has a THC in it, and that's a cannabinoid blend beneficial with the CBD, the CBA, the terpenes, the plant material, and many more essentials from the cannabis plant. The reason why I go into this one in the most detail is because our favorite oil full of more than 100 cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids the body really needs to have that maximum effect. Okay, so then the gold, it takes the blue oil that's been decarboxylated, mildly heated, with one additional step. So this is a white film distillation process. It removes a little more of the plant material, concentrates the CBD to 24%, and produces a very aesthetically pleasing golden honey color in the oil versus kind of our darker color paste. Next slide, please. So introducing Kannaway's CBD products. So I just explained all of our premium oils you see on the top left. In addition, you can see our pure oils. So the Kannaway products in our Pure line, such as Pure CBD liquid and Pure CBD capsules, are made from CBD isolate powder and offer peace of mind to customers concerned about passing a drug test or any effects from certain THC levels. Our salve, you can also see there on the top right, contains an ancient herbal formula that works synergistically with our hemp for the best results. This is a revolutionary combination of hemp and our ancient Asian botanicals. It just brings this rich, nurturing moisture for all skin types. I've heard success stories from people using it for anything from eczema, psoriasis, sore muscles. It's really great for athletes, for pre and post workout, dry skin, many more reasons. In fact, I had my masseuse use it on me during a massage yesterday, and just the smell alone took on a whole new scent. I could literally smell called a camphor laurel essential oil that's included in it, and it just surfaces. It's beautiful aromatherapy, so it's really quite a surprise. So on the bottom left, you can see the green, blue, and gold enriched hemp oil applicators. So the green enriched oil applicator comes with 1,500 milligrams of CBD, enough to provide a 30-day supply, given it takes 50 milligrams of CBD a day to nourish our endocannabinoid system and stimulate the balance of homeostasis in the body. So this green applicator is enriched with lavender, chamomile or chamomile and myrcene, and promotes a really restful night's sleep. So you're going to want to use that to get some good sleep. And then our blue enriched hemp oil applicator is, the reason I'm going into detail is because it's so important to learn what's best for you based on your needs, right? So the blue enriched hemp oil applicator is packed with 2,250 milligrams of CBD. So you take it daily for 30 days. That's 75 milligrams a day of CBD per servings. And this is enriched with a few other ingredients and key terpenes, and promotes really a sense of calm and serenity. And then our gold enriched hemp oil, the premium gold applicator, has a 3,500 milligram of CBD content. So if you take it daily for 30 days, that's 120 milligram of CBD daily supply. It's enriched with sandalwood, mint, beta, some ingredients I can't even pronounce, and just check out the label. The gold applicator is really great to support relief from mild muscle aches. Kannaway recently came out with a new design for all our applicators that's easy to use. So all you have to do is twist, click, and enjoy. So all of these combine the power of terpenes and cannabinoids to enrich your life. And then looking at the skincare, okay, so we have this phenomenal cannabis beauty anti-aging skincare line. It includes 5 hemp-infused products that can be used separately or together for a complete skincare routine to clean, moisturize, nourish, and protect your skin, leaving it healthy and youthful looking. I personally use it every day. It comes with our hemp cleanser, the licorice and hemp exfoliator, ginseng and hemp moisturizer, the white peony and hemp serum, and the green tea and hemp perfecting mask. So these products really feature Kannaway's proprietary blend of botanical ingredients that include goji berry, dragon's blood, rose hips, poria cocos, astragalus root, and more. So it's really designed to enhance your complexion and hydrate your skin. It has many anti-inflammatory properties with the hemp CBD ingredients included within. It's also natural, paraben-free, non-toxic skincare line, but it will assist, it's not only all that, but it will assist in the prevention of redness, sensitivity, acne, and aging. I am in love with our line. And then, with the bee bong and the CBD combo, there's really more bioavailability. The CBD is absorbing at a much faster rate with that. So it's opening up pathways that stay open for just days after treatment sometimes. It's very appropriate for microdermabrasion facials and microneedling and other fancy skincare techniques. So moving to the nutrition. So we have our Power Protein. It features a soy-free formula that includes whey protein isolate, hemp seed protein, and our proprietary Asian herbal blend. Our ancient Asian herbal blend. So one thing to note about this, our hemp seed contains, this is the ingredient. It's called globulin edestin, which closely resembles human blood. So it carries tremendous effects for easy digestion of protein, and this ingredient is for more digestible and bioavailability as compared to wheat or soy. And then our super greens, it's formulated with more than 40 different superfood and nutrient-dense ingredients. And it's like, facts tell and stories sell. So why am I giving all of these facts? Well, I'm just kind of a literal analytical person, so I like to go into detail about it. So that Super Greens, I really love it because it has the probiotics that keep our gut healthy and able to absorb our CBD oils most effectively. So taken with the CBD oil, your body's just gonna absorb everything better. And then we have a Tranquility Blend essential oil. It has a bunch of amazing ingredients, the same with an energy blend. I won't go into too much detail because I know I just am talking a lot, but it's so much fun stuff. I actually spoke with a lady on the phone this week who was like, you know, I hadn't been talking too much about our essential oils. And she was like, oh yeah, I put 2 drops in the bathtub and it smelled my whole house. I love Kannaway's essential oils. I was like, wow, I'll have to use her for a testimonial on one of my upcoming videos. So, all right, so moving to the pet line. So we have our oil for the dogs. It's an innovative CBD supplement with non-detectable levels of CBD, and it's straight from nature. It's a product for pets. It blends the CBD with an MCT oil, also known as coconut oil. And then we also have our new delicious Dante's Chew for cats. It's made with savory smoked salmon. It's an easy, soft-based texture, soy-free with 1 milligram of CBD per chew. And then last but not least, we have our DNA test kit. So Medical Marijuana Inc. and its subsidiary Kannaway entered a strategic partnership with Canna Health in August 2019, exactly 1 year ago, to create and sell endocannabinoid DNA test products. So these world-renowned scientists have come together to create this one-of-a-kind DNA test. It provides customers with personalized data about how CBD and other cannabinoids can interact with your body, your personal body directly, and your endocannabinoid system. And if you think of DNA as kind of like the blueprint for how your body functions, you can easily find which cannabinoid blends work best for you. All right, next slide, please. That was a lot of information. All right, so triple lab tested. So when it comes to quality, we leave nothing to chance. We inspect each batch of our hemp oil at 3 different points in the cultivation process through our stringent triple lab tested standards. So I'm going to go over that really quick in 3 steps. So number 1, we test the harvest, we test the strain, we find out if it has any external botanical contamination like heavy metal. And then number 2, after our hemp oil is extracted, a sample from each batch is sent to our third-party testing labs for the concentrations of cannabinoids, and also tests for mold, mildew, fungus, yeast, E. coli, salmonella, mycotoxins, heavy metals, and residual solvents. So we just make sure that all of the important cannabinoids are there as well. And then number 3, it's batch tested one final time to assure safety so our customers can really have peace of mind. And then looking into the U.S. Hemp Authority certification. So the U.S. Hemp Authority certification program is an industry initiative specifically designed to educate hemp farmers and processors in FDA. So in the FDA current good manufacturing practices, or CDMP, and the good agricultural practices, GAP. So the hemp growers who comply with the U.S. Hemp Authority guidance program are verified by a third-party audit, and then they're authorized to use the U.S. Hemp Authority certified seal in their advertising materials. So this seal provides consumers and law enforcement officials with a sense of confidence that their products are safe and the highest possible quality. And as you can imagine, with the thousands of competitors out there that are trying to grow, Kannaway is really one of the very, very few companies that currently qualifies to advertise this seal in our products. So taking a look at the PDR, so our Kannaway's Pure Gold is the first CBD product included in the prescriber's digital reference. So Kannaway's Pure Gold became the first CBD product, like I just said, to ever be included among the prescribing guidelines provided in the U.S. prescriber's digital reference when the product was added to the 2019 edition of the Important Healthcare Resource. So what is it? It's kind of like my girlfriend who's a registered nurse, said it's kind of like the Bible for physicians, right? So it delivers comprehensive and innovative knowledge on the health industry's products and services to support the prescribing decisions of health professionals. And all of this just goes to show how Kannaway's products are truly fueled by nature and crafted with care. Thanks so much, Stephen.
Kellyanne, thank you. That was an incredible job. Well done. I mean, here's the funny thing. I feel like I learned some things there, and I'm the president of the company, so that was awesome. Thank you so much. You know, you reminded me of a lot of things there, because I was actually at our farm in Holland for the last harvest, and I was there while we were harvesting our hemp crop, and it was a very exciting experience. But I noticed that as the harvesters went around the field, they did 2 or 3 full laps around the field, and then that harvester left and a different one came in. And so I asked about it, because then they went in straight rows, and I sort of asked, and I said, what's that? And they said, oh, you know, just to, you know, this is our master farmer. They said, well, you know, just on the off chance that there's some cross pollination from other fields, or, you know, pollution from the roadside or whatever that's come across, we do 2-3 full laps around, and then all of that is thrown away, so that we have the best quality hemp that we use that goes into our batches. And it was that little attention to detail that made me realize, like, man, we really are a standard that's set apart in the industry, and very proud of that. So thank you, Kellyanne, much appreciated. I hope that as you're watching from home or wherever you may be, I imagine that you'll have had some thoughts. The first will have been like, oh, that sounds like a product for me. I almost guarantee that you also thought, oh man, so-and-so that I know would love that product. Oh, so-and-so would love that. And that right there is the whole reason that Kannaway has a great entrepreneurial opportunity, because there are so many people who want what we have. And as Kellyanne so rightly said, there are so many imitators that are not competitors. And so there has never been a more important time for us to have great ambassadors out there spreading the message of Kannaway, that we have a premium product that is quality and available, and you can have it delivered right to your doorstep. And so our next speaker is somebody that I've asked to come on and talk about the entrepreneurial opportunity. He recently advanced to the rank of International Director Elite. And if you don't know what that means, it's a really significant achievement. It means that he has helped support and grow a large group of like-minded people, and help coach them in different places around the world to have an opportunity to earn extra money with Kannaway. He's somebody that understands the direct selling industry very, very well. And so when he joined with Kannaway, I was especially proud and thrilled, because when we attract people of this quality and of this caliber, it can only mean one thing, that we really are doing a lot of things very, very well. I know that he has a big business all over the world, and particularly in Japan, which we see as a really fast growing market as well. So I want to introduce our next speaker, International Director Elite, Gordon Oswald. Gordon, are you with us?
I'm here. Thank you very much, Stephen. I appreciate that. Boy, that's hard to follow, Kellyanne and Kim. What great information and stuff that we all need to know, and we all need to get our arms around and create some things. So if you want to go through the slides, I've got a couple of slides I guess we're going to go through. You can skip by that one. Those are, there are different ways to make money within our experience, and whatever fits you, you're going to have to find that out. But you go ahead and skip that slide. Kannaway is a business, and you have to treat it like a business, and it is a big business. In fact, it can be a very huge business for you, depending on a lot of factors, and we're going to go over a couple of those in a minute. Go ahead and you can skip that slide. Why Kannaway? Well, because Kannaway is the Apple of CBD. I mean, it's the Apple company of the CBD world. It's the first, it's the best, and it's going to be continuing to get the best products in front of us. And that's one of the largest or the biggest challenges for MLM companies, is to have a stream of products that continues. And with the hemp plant, we will be having products forever for our customers and for the people that we deal with. So thank you for that slide. Yeah, Kannaway's growing, and it's gonna grow more. I mean, it's just still a little baby. We can skip that slide. It's just growing very well. It's going to be all over the world. We can skip that slide. You all know that CBD is already all over the world, and there are a lot of opportunities to go up in the compensation plan and to get your status and your recognition that you deserve based upon the activity that you do. And what I want to do now is talk to a segment of those of you that are listening that may be new. You might be new to the industry. You may be new to Kannaway. You may be people that have never had a real big job, or you've never had any real responsibilities. And I want to talk to everybody that's a little tenuous and just maybe doesn't have the kind of attitude that it takes right now in today's world to really take something and explode it. And I want to talk to you. Number one, the most important thing to recognize is that we all have fear. No matter what it is in life, fear is a big part of our lives. Fear is a great thing. It protects us. It keeps us safe sometimes, but it also can be something that you need to grab by the neck sometimes and say, get out of here. And there's a constant struggle between fear and belief. Belief will set you free. Belief will destroy fear. You need to believe in the things that Kim said and that Kellyanne said. You need to believe that what they're saying is true, and it is. Everything they've said, and they said it in remarkable ways. And Kellyanne, I don't know how she got through all of that 20 minutes worth of information in 10, but it was an amazing, amazing vision that she gave us for the product. So thank you for that. And but fear and belief. So I want to talk to you really today about your belief. What do you believe? For me, making money has been something that I've done, in my life. I've made a lot more money in other industries actually than I have in the MLM industry over all of the years. But so my story is not one of trying to make money. My story was one I chose to do this because I felt that it was great. And I'll tell you a really quick story, very quickly. I was looking at this. I owned a division of a bank called Charter Bank in California, and I was the real estate arm of that bank. And I basically was working 14-hour days. We had over 100 employees, most of those with our apartment property management group. And I was really working hard. I was going through a lot of aspirin. I mean, by the end of the day, headaches. It was just work. And so, but it was fun, and I was making a lot of money. I got a call from somebody that said, you got to take a look at this, and I thought, well, that must be one of those Amway things. I did not rule it out, but I said, okay, I'll take a look, just because he was a friend, somebody that I knew. I took a look, and I got a little bit interested in some of what they were saying, basically because the name of the company was a standard name that everybody in America knew. And I thought, well, that's a big business and everybody knows that name. So the name of that was Rexall Drugstore. So anyway, make a long story short, I said, okay, I'll come to Florida and I will see the company and I will check it out and I will, decide whether I want to be an MLM or not. Well, I got on the airplane. I flew to Florida. I showed up in my suit, as I was wearing suits every day, suit and tie and all of that. And I was at the airport in Palm Beach, and a gentleman came up who was supposed to pick me up at the airport. He was about 5 minutes late. His hair was a little messed up. He was wearing a T-shirt. He had little shorts on, and he was wearing flip-flops. In Hawaii, we call those slippas. He was wearing, and he picked me up. And here I was expecting this big business meeting coming from the banking world. Well, I looked at that and I thought, this guy is driving a brand new Mercedes. He's literally making almost $500,000 a year. And this is how he does his business, with flip-flops and slippers on, right? And so I said to myself, that beats maybe the headaches that I'm getting in my tight tie and suit back in California. So it intrigued me. It really intrigued me. I said, I would love to be able to make that kind of money and do it in my slippers, so to speak. So I started to take a look. And so my belief started to build. Everybody that's listening today, you need to build your belief. Your belief will set you free. That belief comes from listening to people like Kim and Kellyanne, who just gave us a lot of information. You got to digest that information, but you need to have belief in yourself. Belief in yourself will get rid of that fear. And the way you build that belief is that you take yourself and you create your story. Who are you? Where have you been? What have you done? I know a gentleman that was a potato chip or a maintenance guy in a potato chip factory, got into MLM, and now he's one of the highest paid people in the United States in the network marketing industry, making well over $1 million a year. He had dyslexia. He failed out of high school. So this business levels the playing field between everybody. Everybody really can be successful based on your belief and some of the activities that you take. I've only got a few minutes here, but we could go into a lot of those. But your upline and the people at the company, as you get into this and as you start looking, your belief will grow. So that's the number one thing you need to do. The 4 things that you really need, or the 5 things you really need to focus on in belief, is the company. The company. Do you believe in the company? Kannaway, as I said, is the Apple of the CBD industry. It is the first. It's the best. It's the most innovative. You are in the right company. Products, Kellyanne did a great job. Great products. Compensation plan, I can tell you right now, it does pay out more than most compensation plans, if not all compensation plans that I've seen in the industry. It's a very fair and great plan that recognizes you in the right levels. Timing is critical for people to get to huge incomes. And right now, that field is wide open. You are literally there at the beginning of something that's going to be 100 times bigger than it is today. So now's the time to put your energy where you need that energy to go. And then, of course, there's the training and support, and that has to do with your upline and working with them. And remember to use your upline, use them as your support. They work for you. You will be their best friend and your best comrade as you go through all of the things that you're going to go through with this industry. You're going to go to great retreats. You're going to have a lot of fun, but you're also going to work very hard if you want to get to the top of the list. If you want to just make some extra money, that's great. You can do that too. It's all up to you and what you want to do and what your goals are. So keep in mind that, and I want to ask you a couple of questions real quickly, because this is always on my mind. Earning distribution rights to products is a very, very good way to make money. It's called residual money. There are 3 ways to make money. You can trade time for money, which is what 90% of people do. They trade their time and energy for money. That's one way to make money. Another way to make money is you can write a book, you can star in a movie, you can do something like that, and every time that movie plays, every time that book sells, you make money. You don't have to be there. It's called residual money. Another way to make money, of course, you can invent something that's life-changing and sit back and make money that way. But and you can inherit it, of course. But really, the residual money is what you want. It's what I saw when I went to Florida. I came from trading time for money to residual money. No matter how much the money was, the residual money was much more valuable. And that's what MLM can give you if you do the correct activity in the correct way. First thing, like I said, please build your belief. You've got to believe in this like you believe in everything. You've got to get rid of your fears. You have something that people don't know. You've got to get rid of those fears. And capturing the distribution rights is great. I mean, it is everything for residual money. Think about it this way. What if everybody in the United States, every time they drank a Coca-Cola, what if you made a dime? For every single person that ever drank a Coke, you got 1 dime. You can't imagine how valuable that money would be. That's what MLM does for you. That's what it can give you based upon the teams that you create and the people that are going to be consuming this product, which is going to be millions of people before it's all done. So grab your share of that, grab that residual money, and I really appreciate being here. Thank you, Stephen, for asking me to be here. And I look forward to hearing what's going to happen next with the next speaker. And take care, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, Gordon. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know that you have a great story and a great experience, great passion for the industry, and I've seen it not only change, your life, but just literally thousands of lives around the world. And so, this is the boat where we get excited for those of you who are entrepreneurial minded and looking for an opportunity. And we talk about, in today's times, you hear about, side gigs, side hustles. And, we just saw over the last few months how quickly those can be negatively impacted. because you can no longer drive your car. You're not picking up strangers anymore. People aren't coming to stay at your apartment that you're renting out, whatever that may be. People aren't using the scooters that you charge up. But, in the direct selling industry and network marketing, we continue to ship products, people continue to place orders, and we continue to pay commissions each and every month. And so, we're really seeing a resurgence in the direct selling industry for that exact reason. And so what Gordon talked about there, about this opportunity, it is very real and very applicable today as it has ever been. So, learned about the company, learned about the products, learned about the entrepreneurial opportunity for those who are interested. But this is really where the heart is, because as much as we're about, the benefits for you, whether they be from the product, whether they be from the financial aspect, really what's at the heart of Kannaway is what we can give for others. And so we recognized very early on that there were people in desperate need of the benefit of cannabinoids and cannabis and hemp and all the things that go with it. And our founder, Dr. Stuart Titus, if you just happened to bump into him in the street and asked, he would give you free product. And so we wanted to find a way to make sure that works so that people could be introduced and have the opportunity to try cannabinoids and CBD for themselves to see if it would have a benefit for them. And so we helped organize the Echo Connection. And I've invited the president of Echo Connection to come on. She's an incredible lady with a rich history in nonprofit, in fundraising, in being part of these charitable causes. And she brings a lot to the table. We're so thankful to have her. She is Andrea Barnes. She is the president of Echo Connection. So Andrea, are you with us?
Hey, thanks so much for having me today, Steve. I'm really, really excited to be here. Hey, so I've been the president of Echo Connection for about 3.5 years. And honestly, it's been an incredible honor for me. One of the reasons why it's so incredible is because it's not just the charity itself, but it's the commitment behind the company that says that what we care about is making sure that people who need access to this incredible botanical have access regardless of the ability to pay. And it's much, much more than that, because there's so many hurdles that we need to get through, like what is cannabis and how does it help, and what kind of scientific research has been done, and how do we get that to people so that they can make a decision for themselves. And that's really, in a nutshell, why Echo was born. So if you can show me the next slide. I think that generosity begets generosity. So, and that something that is good that people can do also then generates good in their own lives. And so, Orison Sweat Martin said,
"It's not coming through."
Can you not hear? Stephen, can you hear me?
Yes, you can. I can hear you.
Okay, I'm just getting some feedback from people. Sorry about that. Anyway, that we must give more in order to get more. It is the generous giving of ourselves that produces the generous harvest. And that's by Orison Sweat Martin. So we are living in an extraordinary time. The world has changed in probably the most dramatic way that I have ever seen in my life. And I can assure you, I also have parents that are octogenarians, and now one that is moving into his 90s. And the world, he's never experienced in the world such changes as we're going through right now. And, of course, one of the big things that's happening is they say that we must physically distance from each other in order to help keep each other safe. But I think that that actually says to us that even though we must be physically apart, that actually socially we must come closer together, and that this is a time for a generosity of spirit in terms of our caring for each other, our looking out for each other, and our way of saying, what am I blessed with in my life, and how can I help other people in their life? So I just wanted to, in a quick nutshell, tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. So our mission, you'll hear this several times, is education, collaboration, and hope. And what we do is we provide support for special case families that count on cannabinoids for their help, but we also have comprehensive programs in education, and then in creating community so that people can find the information that they're looking for, can ask each other questions, can understand any of the new information that we've published or new laws, anything like that. We want a community that gathers together so that they can find out about cannabinoids and be as informed as possible. And then also our HOPE program, which is where we donate products. So one of the things that I care about is that we are an absolutely above board, top of the line charity that you can trust and that is well respected and well regarded all over the world. So right now we are currently recognized as an official charity in the United States and in Europe, specifically in the Netherlands. We file our annual financials with the IRS, and you are absolutely welcome to go onto our website and you can review our financials. We're compliant with all of the state charity requirements that the United States requires. We had our first independent audit performed in 2018. You can access that. We are doing it again for 2019. And our annual reports are also available on our website. So those are ways for you to go in, find out a little bit more about who we are, what we're about, and why we're a trusted partner. So this is a resource that I want to direct you to. Nobody can be an expert in cannabinoids and in various health-related aspects of how cannabinoids support people's different health. And we don't actually want you to be, because we don't, in this industry, you cannot make health and medical claims. But what you can do is access our site, because this is one of the world's most respected sites, most visited sites for people looking for scientific and medical research done on various health conditions and cannabinoids. And so we're not making the claims, we're allowing the scientists and the medical professionals describe to you what their research is indicating. And so there's well over 1,000 different research sites that are listed on our site. And in addition to that, we also write our own cannabinoid articles. So on a weekly basis, probably 10 to 15 times a month, you will see articles that we've written that talk about the endocannabinoid system. What is endocannabinoid deficiency? I saw that was a slide that came up earlier today. How do you use cannabinoids and sports recovery, just all kinds of things that are of general interest and that are of support to you. We are also listing every single thing about what are the new laws saying, what's happening in Europe with cannabinoid laws, what's happening in the United States. And if you're living in a state where maybe there's some cannabinoid legislation happening, we let you know so that you can lend your support for a positive bill. I will tell you that up until the Hemp Farm Bill passed, there was very little possible research that could be conducted in the United States. But now that's opening up, and so we will always be adding new research links, new scientific studies, because that's something that's now starting to be much, much more prolific in the United States. So this is where you join us. There are thousands of people who are already on our website, our Facebook page. So please head to facebook.com and join us at My Echo Connection. This is where you will see our original published articles, where we post all of the legal information that's happening around the country, in Europe, in Asia. And where if it's a new research is coming up, that's where we also list it. We'll also put information about what ECHO's up to, how people can join us, how people can find out more about what we do in this community. So I wholly and enthusiastically invite you to come join us. Finally, HOPE. This is really where our founders got it right. I mean, when they created this product, when they did all of the research in figuring out how to create the most nutrient-dense, CBD-dense, cannabinoid products that could be legal for shipment across state lines and internationally made available, it's because they believed that there was a profound difference that it could make for people and their lives. But they also had a profound belief that this is not something that should be held back from somebody because it's expensive. That people who have critical illnesses but also demonstrate financial need can have access to product. And this is where you, as a Kannaway Brand Ambassador, if you are somebody who's looking at becoming a Kannaway Brand Ambassador, this is where you get to join in helping to make sure that people who need CBD get it. I want to congratulate everybody who's out there doing the work. I know that there's been a couple of incredible business months out in the Kannaway world. People are really out there sharing this product with people, and it really shows. But this is a company that has so much compassion, so much empathy, and we're your partner in that. And I want you to look at Echo Connection as your charitable, compassionate partner in doing business. You are going to come across families with children who are sick, families who the major wage earner has suddenly become disabled or needs some sort of extra support in their life, and that you want to pair with these beautiful products. And so when you support Echo, and we are asking every single person who is doing business with Echo to join us in with financial support, because then you can recommend people to be in our CBD donation program. And then with your donation, with the combination of everybody else's donation, we can get that product out to people and help to support them in a profound way with their health. So we're your charitable partner, we're your compassionate partner. We invite you to bring those people to us that you meet in the course of doing business. And we love being that partner for you. We are kind of rebranding, and we're in a new mode of talking about the way that you give. And so when you're in your back office, or if you join us and you start to enroll, our program is now going to be branded as Click to Care. So you can just click on a SKU to give to Echo, and that is a way that you can show that you care and that you're part of this compassionate movement. I want to just give you a little bit of information about our impact. So I said that we're 3.5 years old. We have donated, and through the partnership with our sponsoring companies, Kannaway and the MJ&A family of companies, and all of you, we have been able to donate over $2 million worth of product. And I want to assure you that there is no cannabis company on the planet that has done this. I mean, not even by a little bit. We are the giants in this program. Everything in orange is demonstrating where we have supported families across the globe. So we're in most states in the United States. We're in South America, Mexico, and we are now broadly across Europe, and we hope to move into Asia soon. Our families have ranged in age from 2 years old to 70 years old, and we've served over 158 families, and we welcome new applications all the time. So this is phenomenal. I'm positive that we're the only international cannabis company, charitable company as well. This is to tell you how important our educational side is. We've personally published 320 articles, well over 1,000 research links. 1.4 million people have accessed our website. So that tells you how important it is for people to be able to go in and find a reputable source to help them do research for cannabinoids and their own personal situation. I highly recommend that you use it. It's a great way for you to be in the spirit of what you need to do to be in compliance with this business, but it's also in a way to be of service to those people that you're working with. And join us on Facebook. People across the globe have donated to Echo. Some gifts are very, very small, you know, from rounding up an order and just giving us their spare change on an order, all the way up to multiple $1,000s worth of gifts. And we are extremely grateful. And we really rely on Kannaway Brand Ambassadors to be leaders in helping to bring people to us. We have many brand ambassadors who have set up their own leadership page where they invite people to give throughout their downline and in their circle of friends and family. And they also encourage people in their downline to give through their back offices through that Click to Care program. And so we're extremely grateful for everybody who supports us. And we could not do this program, this world-class program, without you. And we do recognize people. I mean, this is a pin culture. We love to give pins. And so when people sign up, say on a SmartShip gift for $10 a month or €10 a month, that gets you into our membership program. We have this beautiful Echo Hero program, and that's for people who are really stepping up. It's about $83 a month, somewhere around €83 a month. And then also we have a humanitarian program recognizing our lead donors. And we are deeply, deeply grateful. And we would love to see everybody get a membership pin. And there's kind of as I say, a pin culture in your back office. If you are currently in Kannaway, or if you're thinking about joining Kannaway, you'll get badges as well when you start to give to Echo. And we thank you for that as well. So we are thrilled to partner with Kannaway. Kannaway is an extraordinary company providing the most therapeutic and high value CBD products. We are grateful for the people that you recommend to us so that we can start making a difference in their life. And I will say that I would invite you to incorporate our message, our mission, our work into your work of being a Kannaway Brand Ambassador. Please support us with your own financial gift. Please ask everybody that you do business with to give, and please make that difference of that health and life affirming product of CBD donations to the families that we support worldwide possible by giving and providing your leadership. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. And I just want to tell you that you are amazing people, and you make my life and our work possible. Thank you.
Andrea, thank you so much. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all the work you do and working with the families. And, you know, I was very fortunate very early on in my time here with Kannaway. I mean, one of the first things I did was I met with some families that were some of our earliest Echo families, and had that opportunity to hear their story and hear about their experiences. And, you know, I just remember them talking about what it meant to them as a family and, you know, what a difference it makes. So we are so proud to support Echo. And this is not lip service. I want everyone to know, and Andrea can validate for anyone who wants to email her afterwards and ask. But I have a portion of my paycheck. Each and every paycheck goes towards Echo. That's something that we encourage for all of our employees. I also make other donations to Echo because I truly support it and believe in it. And we were talking, I remember Andrew and I were having a call, I don't know, this is a couple of months ago, and we were talking some things. And I suddenly realized, man, it's been a while since I made an extra donation to Echo. And so whilst we were on the Zoom call together, I went online, made a donation and said, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, Andrew. I just donated. And so, you know, this is what we want. We want people having that cause and that thing to go make a difference in people's lives. So thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Okay, so, you know, what I also wanted you to do was to hear from, you know, another person that started right where you started, because, you know, everyone that's on this call today, certainly people who are our brand ambassadors, they started with somebody who said, hey, I just got started with a company called Kannaway. I would love to tell you about it. And then they were introduced to it this way. And so our next speaker is a lady who, her and her husband had that same experience, and they got introduced and they were looking for a different way to spend time together and to work on their entrepreneurial aspirations together, and wanted to be part of something that had a quality product at its core. And they are an incredible couple. They are so hands-on with helping and blessing the lives of other people. And so I'm so glad to have on our international director, Sue Wilkinson. Sue, are you with us?
I am, thank you.
Hey, take it away.
So, okay, so yes, Bill and I got started about 4 years ago, and it was the best decision we made. And I want to tell you why, because we have been on trips that Kannaway has. And we've been to Mexico, we've been to Hawaii, we've been to Costa Rica, and now we're going to Thailand. And it's still time. You have time to qualify for Thailand. And all of these trips were top of the line. So if you can imagine zip lining through Costa Rica, snorkeling in Hawaii, jet skiing in Mexico, and now I challenge you to join me in Thailand for whatever Thailand has. I've never been there, so but I think it's going to be a great opportunity, and I'm challenging you to join us in Thailand. I think it's going to be an awesome trip, and one of the things that I like most about our trips are forming relationships, and these are relationships that are all around the world, because when they have their trips, they invite people from all over the place. And the other thing is you get to meet corporate, you get to rub elbows with our president and our CEO and Dr. Titus. And so you form a good relationship and a bond with the company you work with and all your other BAs that work alongside you. So it's just such a special time. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is ECHO, and I know we just talked about it, but it is one of our things that we donate to. It's the nonprofit. And one of the things that I think is so nice about our nonprofit is 100% of the money that we donate goes to the families. So they help people worldwide, and it's easy to donate. You can donate if you place an order. You can donate if you have SmartShip. You can add it to your SmartShip. So it's real simple. But I want to talk about one of the things. When we went to Mexico, we met a lot of the families that are ECHO families, and it was heart-wrenching. It was just, they're so gracious and appreciative of the ECHO program, because a lot of families don't have opportunities to get the product unless, like ECHO is a nonprofit, so they give the product. So it was just so inspiring. And some of the conferences that we've been to, they bring in speakers that are the ECHO families, and it was so impressive to see them. We've just had so much fun with it, and it really helps to give back. And so that's one of the things that I think is a real good program in our company. So, and the other thing that I really like about our company is the minimum income guarantee. It's a powerful tool, and you just, you pick what amount you want to make, and then you look at the minimum income guarantee, and it's one of those opportunities that you can reach up to your upline and say, this is the level I need to be, and they can help you get to the first 2,500. So it makes it really nice. And I don't know any other company that has a minimum income guarantee. So to me, this is a very powerful tool. So it was the best decision we made, and I want it to be the best decision you make. So I want you to join us. So join us today. Thank you.
Thanks, Sue. I appreciate it. And, you're totally right about the trips and about the things we get to do there and about spending that time together, because it is magical and it's always a great opportunity and time for us all to get together that I appreciate. So thank you. Appreciate all that you and Bill do. So for everyone watching at home, I hope that you've liked what you've seen so far. We've got some other things we want to introduce to you here, but at this point, we hope that that's enough for you to be in a place where you say, oh, I really want to try the products. Oh, I know people that want to try the products. And so actually this will be a great business opportunity. And so, we are the Natural Choice Company. And so what is your natural choice? For somebody who wants to try the products, speak to the person who invited you onto this call so that you can go ahead and get started trying the product, finding out which product is the right product for you. We'll make this video available as a replay so that you can enjoy watching Kellyanne's incredible description to learn about that as well. And of course, if you are open to an entrepreneurial opportunity, looking to make some extra money, speak to the person who invited you about becoming a brand ambassador and all the benefits that come through there, the support that comes through the company, the free e-commerce website and shopping cart that you get so you can have an online business, the international opportunities, all of it. So lots and lots of great things there that you can share. Okay, so what I want to do now is that for the people that are interested in doing this as a business, the people that are looking at this and saying, yes, I want to go do that, they must be asking themselves, like, well, what is it that I'll have to do? What do I need to do to get started? What are those things? And so I've invited somebody who really has an incredible legacy in the direct selling industry. So I will tell you that this person has made in excess of 7 figures every year for, I think it's 25 out of the last 26 years or something like that. And so he is someone that really understands the activities that it takes to succeed in this industry, or as he would call it, a proven and predictable pattern of activities. And so I want to introduce our Crown Ambassador Elite, Randy Schrader, to talk us through some of that stuff. And I know he has a guest as well. Randy, can you hear me?
Stephen, thank you so very much. Everyone, I'm happy to be here. Gordon, it made me feel a little bit self-conscious wearing my tie, but I hung right in there. I didn't change it because there's room for you, whoever you are, and whatever your style is. I'm hoping that the internet bandwidth is okay. It's been breaking up here a little bit on my end, and I don't know if that's because of the hotel where I'm staying right now or if it's otherwise. So I'm hoping you can all hear me. I'm contemplating and considering what would I need to hear right now if I was a brand new member, and trying to decide if I was going to act on this message, or what would I need to hear if I were an existing member and for whatever reason haven't quite got the key in the lock yet. And by the way, notice I don't have any hesitation saying that. I'm not suggesting that every person who joins our company will immediately have the outcome they want. Some will, some won't. We all arrive here with varying levels of past backgrounds and experiences that prepare us relatively well, or maybe not quite so well. But I remember when I first got involved in the direct selling industry, I was told by some people who were teaching me, they said, Randy, you don't really know our compensation plan well yet, do you? And I said, no, I didn't understand it at all. And they said, and you don't know too much about our product offerings, do you? And I said, no, not much. And by the way, here I must digress for one moment. I saw a text earlier that told me that we had a person here looking at our business today who was involved in Lancome, and that she knew a lot about skincare, and asked if we would talk about that. And of course, Kellyanne did a beautiful job, but I'm just going to add one more thought to it. I remember when I was first introduced to the company and I heard all of the dramatic discussions being made about what cannabidiol and CBD and non-psychoactive cannabinoids may do for people's health. And I heard people just looking at some of the things that the Echo Connection does and some of the remarkable health experiences. And I thought, my gosh, on one hand, we sell a group of products that have life-changing, life-altering, and maybe even life-saving ramifications for some people. And on the other hand of the equation, we have skincare. How do those two line up? And I remember I thought that it doesn't fit. And it doesn't make all that much sense to me. And I remember in a conversation that I had with Dr. Titus, he said, Randy, the very moment that a person loses their health, that's the moment that their health becomes most important. And between now and then, what is most important for the vast majority is their personal appearance. And so that helped me understand why the importance and why the ever ascending sales level that we have in our skincare product line. And then I remember that I've in my life, I've been so focused on products that help people look better, feel better about themselves, and so on. And I've heard so much discussion about, quote, anti-aging. And here's my belief on this whole anti-aging idea. If I'm lucky enough to be alive tomorrow, I'm going to be a day older. That's the truth. And so there's no anti-aging. The question is, how gracefully might we age? And I remember early in the conversation, Stuart said, Randy, one of the very most least controversial things that we can say about CBD is that it has a profound anti-inflammatory effect. And inflammation is the root cause of all pain. It's the root cause of all disease. And it is the root cause of the visible effects of aging. And so that then made it make sense to me. We have a product line that is rooted in the possibilities and the concepts of reducing inflammation. In fact, in Europe, we can actually make the health claim, the approved claim, that that same product offering that we sell in the United States has the capacity to reduce inflammation in the skin. And if we reduce inflammation, we then reduce the visible effects of aging. No anti-aging, folks. If we're alive tomorrow, we're a day older. But what we can do is age as gracefully as is humanly possible by utilizing this extraordinary skincare product line in conjunction with the ingestibles. Now, back to my thought for the day, primary thought before that text. I remember when I first got involved in the industry, I just didn't know much. And I was wise enough to know that I didn't know much. And so the person who was teaching me said, Randy, in order for you to begin to gain your first measures of profitability, you need only to become willing to understand the tool suite the company has and invite a handful of people over to your home and push play on a video and let the tool do the talking. Now, I understood the surface reason for that. I didn't know anything. And so I needed to rely upon the tool. And so a handful of days later, I invited some people over to my home, and together we pushed play and we watched a video. And after we watched that video together, a couple of the guys that were watching with me said, "Randy, this is a good idea." And some of them went home a couple of days later and they invited a handful of friends over and pushed play on a video. And some of their counterparts said, "Wow, this is a good idea." And it was kind of magic. And the business started to grow. And I mean, it started to really grow. But then something else occurred. After watching that same video for 365 days, I thought, wow, I know it now. And so I can talk. I don't need to rely upon the video. And so I started talking instead of relying on the video. And you know what happened? People stopped joining my business because they had not watched that video 365 times. They could not say what I was saying. And so then I had to go back, just like our company's basic health premise is that we need to go back for eons of time, for generations. People consumed 25 to 50 milligrams of CBD because it was in the food chain. We have to go back, all the well-intended men and women of science, until we go back and reintroduce 25 to 50 milligrams of CBD. Whatever they're adding to an incorrect equation is not going to be right. I had to do the same thing. I had to go back. I had to go back and push play on videos again, and suddenly the business began to flourish. And so that really leads me to today's thought. I believe that any of you here today, if you decide to and if you want to, you can have your first measures of success by doing nothing more than making a big mental and emotional commitment, because there will be no financial commitment to speak of involved, a big mental and emotional commitment, a willingness to understand the tool suite, and then a decision to, on a regular, ongoing basis, not just once, not twice, not 3 times, and not 10, but to again and again, gather a handful of people. I know that's not a concept. Where will the people come from? That's another training concept, another thought that we'll delve into over time. But to invite a handful of people, whether they be people that you know well or people that you don't, or wherever the candidate comes from is relatively little importance to me, and get together and watch a video. And here's what I promise you: those who are looking will find. Those who are looking will find. And today in my life, I have never encountered a time when there are so many people who have such heightened awareness of health and wellness as what COVID-19 has imposed upon us all. And there has never been a time in my entire life where there have been such a large percentage of people who are dealing with financial fear and financial constraints. And in many cases, a fuse was lit back in about August, and now that fuse is getting close to the bomb. And there are so many people who don't just need, but desperately need what we offer, literally and truly, and no kidding. I feel like I'm handing a life preserver to drowning people when I hand them this possibility and capacity to take control of their financial future. And while I wish so much that COVID-19 would crawl back under a rock, truly I do, I can tell you right now that COVID-19 is not bad for our business. It's good for our business. Again, I wish it would go away. I take no joy from the fact that we are profiting from something that is devastating to so many. But I then take satisfaction in the fact that we are profiting because we are helping other people escape their moment of travail. And that gives me great satisfaction. Now, I said earlier that the truth is that, well, I didn't say the exact words, but here I will say, the truth is the truth and it's good enough. Some people join us, they grow quickly. Other people join us, people of goodwill and intent, and they don't seem to have that same outcome. What I want you to know is there is no luck and there is no guesswork. There is a process. And as we get increasing numbers of people engaged in that process, then the results become profound. Today, I actually invited one of the most rapid, in fact, the most rapidly growing leadership component in our company right now is Tony Filippone and her partner Meredith her wife Meredith, up in Pennsylvania. It was only about 70 days ago that I made a Facebook post and said, guys, I'm willing to come and help anybody out there who would like help. And Tony was the first one. She said, Randy, come help me. And so we've now been engaging in a process, the same process that I've engaged in throughout my career, but with focused energy and with no room for wiggling out the center line. And we've been engaging in a process where people have been learning the 10 steps to getting started correctly. They have been learning what the revenue producing activities are, and they have been engaging in a steady and consistent application of those processes, and have gone from, and once again, for me, it's always okay, wherever we are. We can't start from where we're not. We can start from where we are. There was a group of talented people of goodwill and intent who wanted and needed this business. We all need it for different reasons. They needed it, not necessarily for an immediate financial outcome, but they needed it. They needed something fun and exciting. The things that COVID-19 was doing to the rest of the world was really, really disappointing and disjointing. They needed something positive an affirmative to work on, need to be helping other people, and they need to feel like the future was more positive than the past. And so Tony and Meredith wrapped their arms around this completely and totally and absolutely. And I'm going to give over the balance of my time to Tony Filippone up in Philadelphia, a truly remarkable person, a person that I've come to enjoy a great deal as a friend, and one that is an emerging leader in the direct selling industry and will one day be recognized as one of the primary reasons and components for our long-term success. And so Tony, I'm going to hand it to you, and I'm going to ask you to just describe what have we done in the last 70 days, and what are the broad outcomes and a couple of specific outcomes, if you can. Everybody, I'm turning you over to very good hands. And Tony, I get to listen to you for a couple of minutes, and then I've got people downstairs waiting for me to go down and push play on a video for them, okay? So thanks for being here. Everybody, God bless you. I invite you to come to Kannaway. Go ahead, Tony.
Thank you so very much, Randy, and everybody, thank you for being here. I will be brief and to the point. Randy is absolutely correct in what he just shared. It was not more than 70 days ago that when Randy posted on Facebook, "I'm coming out, who wants me?" I said, "We want you," and it's true, we needed you. And I'll tell you why, and then I'll fill it with what has happened in the course of my business over the past 70 days. I was once told that each individual will be at the right place at the right time 14 times in their life. And it's only 2% of the world's population that will actually recognize and take action on only one of those opportunities. 100% of us will miss it 14 times, and only 2% of the world will recognize it and act on it once. What makes the difference? Two things: fear and the power to decide and take action. When I saw Randy post on Facebook that he was going to take flight during COVID, I took action immediately. First one to respond. I was always told that when you make a decision, to go find the person that is accomplishing what you want to accomplish and mimic their patterns, behaviors, and actions. Well, how lucky are we to have the industry icon, Randy Schrader, be the leading and the leader for the field. It's easy to recognize patterns and behaviors, but the real test comes when you decide to take action. So it's not a secret that Meredith and I have now decided to follow strictly the proven and predictable patterns of activity that Randy teaches impeccably. And by doing so, we've become and continue to hold new records as the fastest growing team in Kannaway. Why? Randy has taught me that success here in Kannaway does not take skill, and it does not take a whole lot of talent. What it takes is willingness. And I mentioned how we are the fastest team in the company. That is not simply the result of volume and sales. It goes much deeper than that. There is a community here within the company and within our team that is growing rapidly, and it's fun. One of the largest reasons that we are growing so fast is because leadership is starting to be passed amongst the various ranks within our group. That is how the key gets into the lock. That is what Randy is really teaching us, how to pass that baton of leadership. These steps, these skills, these disciplines that will positively affect every area in your life. It's not just about points and volumes, but it's about true, honest, and ever expanding leadership. When one enrolls in Kannaway, when you enroll as a brand ambassador, you will receive a new member orientation that teaches the correct activities the correct way. If one follows those steps without error, without trying new methods and new ways, success grows. These steps are really not hard. Randy is absolutely correct when he says it does not take skill or a whole lot of talent, but rather a whole lot of willingness. But what drives our willingness? Why can we sit here and learn so much from these great speakers and really understand it, but then freeze on taking what? Action. That drives our willingness. It's very simple. I think you should jot this down. What stops you is your ability to act, the ability to take action. There are 10 steps to getting started, and step 10 is to take action. 98% of the world won't do that. They won't take step 10. They'll study the heck out of step 1 through 9, but they won't take step 10. 70 days ago, Meredith and I decided to take step 10. And it's not only revolutionized the quality of our business, but it's revolutionized the quality of our life. And by doing so, it has and continues to revolutionize the professional and personal quality of our team's life. I will thank Randy forever and ever for what he has done and continues to do. And you are on the receiving end of such training and coaching. So I thank you. I thank Randy very much for bringing me on. It has been an incredible journey that I plan on taking all the way to the top. And I hope very soon to be in the same room with each and every one of you. So thank you very much, Randy and Stephen.
Tony, thank you for jumping on and sharing that experience. We love hearing from people that are hands-on and walking the walk and talking the talk. And so, I love what they talked about there was that what I would call it a replicatable model, meaning that, normally if I want to be a doctor or a lawyer, an expert in any field, I'm going to have to get started and then learn the thing and become an expert and be ready for this. The great thing about Kannaway is somebody can start today and within 30 seconds make their first introduction and say, well, I don't really know much about this, but I just know that I see a real opportunity, and I hope you see it too. Press play on this video, follow these simple steps, plug and repeat, rinse and repeat. So appreciate hearing from that. Thank you so much, Tony and Randy, for jumping on there. So, we've heard a pretty consistent theme today, a pretty consistent message. And that message has been that there is an element of belief and action within oneself in order to be able to achieve the things that we want to achieve, whether that's Kannaway or whether that's something else completely, right? And so we wanted to make sure that we tap into that part of the training as well. And so we are very, very lucky to have our final speaker be joining us today. He is somebody that is a fitness professional, he's a best-selling author, and he's just an all-round inspiration and motivating person. And that's what he's dedicated his life to. He has this message of reach one, teach one, and paying forward acts of kindness. And so he spends his life improving himself so that he can help improve others. And that is what he's been dedicated to. And I think today he's going to talk about the power of words. And I imagine that's going to be the words that we speak to each other, but primarily as well, the words that we speak to ourselves. And so I'm thrilled to introduce our guest speaker for today, Kevin McLemore. Kevin, are you on?
I am on now.
There we go.
All right, this is the closest I can get to weed in the back of my picture over here. So thank you. I want to say first, I'm going to tell you the position I'm in right now, I will tell you sucks, because I have followed some of the most dynamic people in the world that is part of this great company. It's almost like showing up and finding out following Tony Filippone that Tom Brady got hurt and you're going to play quarterback and you are in the last 2 minutes of the game and you're on the 20-yard line, and it's up to you in order to win the Super Bowl championship. And then on top of that, it's like going to the Olympics when you follow Randy Schroeder to talk about how great this company is and all the great benefits that the company have, and then going through a series of other dynamic people that have spoken on this panel list, and all of a sudden you show up with me. When I talk about the power of words, I'm going to give you two things. The conversation I'm having right now is going to be, when you make the decision, it's going to be based on your perception of what I just said or your interpretation of how you repeat the conversation. Everything that you do in life are based on one of those factors, perception and interpretation. When I was a young boy, 8 years old, excuse me, I got up just like everyone else, headed off to my third grade class, got breakfast, went to school, came home that evening, and my world changed. Opened the door and found out that my mother had relocated her life to Beverly Hills 9021 when we were living in Dayton, Ohio. Shortly after that, I discovered that my father came home and renegotiated his position with the mortgage company, and we lost our home in 559 Cedarhurst. And I was systematically relocated to his childhood home with my grandparents, which I learned a new system of whether it was love, home, and example of what family union was supposed to be all about. The one thing that I quickly learned is that my grandfather only had an 8th grade education, but he was an avid reader. So words really meant something into our family. And my grandfather kept telling us lessons of life. If you ever look at my website or my Facebook post, you'll see two hands, the power from one positive energy going into another. And it's called reach one, teach one. My grandfather always said that when you get to a position to where you can make a difference in someone's life, he said it is your duty in order to pass on what you know to someone else. But key factor here, he says they have to be worthy of your time and energy, which every single person I've met in this Kannaway family, and I do call them my Kannaway family, because if you had told me 2 years ago that I would be sitting in this position, having this conversation, following so many dynamic people, I would have told you there's no way in hell I've been in this position. If you had told me that I would have been a brand ambassador for Kannaway, and I was part of a multi-level marketing company, I would have told you, hell no, I would not have been part of this family. But because someone introduced me that I respected, admired, and was impressed by with a certain amount of words and compassion, I became a brand ambassador 18 days ago. It was almost 22 days ago if I count, because it was July 18th, so please forgive me in this math. But also when I go back to my backstory has not always been as beautiful as the story that I'm sharing with you right now. Because unless you've been chased home by the chains of Rat Brown shooting at you, and two things I discovered that evening coming up in a poor environment is that, one, I was a world-class sprinter and didn't know it. The second, I asked God, turning to my faith, that if I got home without any bullet holes in my body, that I was going to change my life. And I did do that. So when I talk about your power in your words, is the conversation that you put out into the world. The decisions that you're going to make within the next 5 seconds are going to be decisions that either are going to affect your life or keep repeating the mistakes that you're making in life. I'm going to share a small story with you. 17 years of age, I told you that I was on the brinks of becoming a world-class athlete, actually one of the top 400-meter runners in the country, going to the Pan American Games in '79. So coaching at 17 years old, I was responsible for a lot of young minds. And one of the things I constantly challenge myself is to pass on the stories of my successes to younger people. Running track is normally everyone else's punishment in life, but it happens to be our sport. At the end of our summer that year, we were invited to an invitation where most of my track team had been invited. During the middle of the meet, we all got the coaches got a memo allowing an open meet to be run. It happened to be a mile race. It was open to age groups. I happened to have one young lady who was 8 years old. Her name was Kelly. She said, "Coach, I like to run the mile." I looked at Kelly because she was kind of short, little pigtails, cute little girl. Up until that moment, the furthest she had ever ran in practice, as drills, was basically a 200 and a 100 because of her size and her age. But when her parents and I basically looked at each other and said, she wants to run the mile, we're going to let her run the mile. We went down to register and they found out that there was no 8-year-olds that were able to run. The next group up was 10 and 11. When we turned to Kelly and told her that she could not run, the disappointment on that child's face, and if those of you that have children have ever said anything to their child when they wanted something more than anything else in the world, and you had to tell them no. It's like going to Disney and telling them that Disney park is closed and we have to go over to McDonald's and play in the jungle gym. So that was the kind of the feeling that we had when I was talking to Kelly. I turned to the registrar and says, "Look, can you do anything?" And he says, "Look, this is what I'll do. I'll let her run with the 10 and 11-year-olds, but as long as she finishes the race, we'll give her a trophy." Her parents and I never shared that conversation with Kelly. But we did tell her that, just take it easy, run at your pace, and just do your very best. So when they lined up, there were 8, 10, and 11 years old, and one 8-year-old running a mile. So when the gun went off, lap one went around, Kelly was in dead last. When it came around to the second lap, Kelly was still in last place, but the people that were in 6, 7, and 8 started to slow down about the 300 mark, and Kelly soon passed all 3 of those people. So there were 5 other 10 and 11-year-olds ahead of her. Coming into the third lap, Kelly started to pick up momentum. My heart skipped at that moment as I'm watching her, because I knew the last lap of any race that I've ever run has been the hardest, and the last lap in the mile is the toughest, especially on a young 8-year-old's heart. Lord and behold, the young lady that was in third place at the 300 mark was running side by side with Kelly. Kelly soon turned into the inside lanes. They stumbled a little bit, and she started to catch up with number 2. Number 2 at the 200 mark, it was Kelly and number 2. When it got to the 110, Kelly had separated herself from the young lady who was in the second position, was running side by side with the young lady that was running number 1. Still to this day, I'm emotional when I tell this story because I can see it as the race is unfolding. So I hope that you're getting this picture the way I'm seeing it, because my heart is racing as I come down to the 50 meter mark, and Kelly is running, her little bangs, her little hair is going all around and whatever, and side by side, they cross the finish line, but Kelly dips. When we got the report of how the race had finished, we were happy. The stand was going crazy and whatever, and looked like a photo finish. With nothing else, she had tied the race. unbeknownst to us, when the official came over and announced the winner, it happened to be our 8-year-old Kelly. She had won by a ponytail. So when her parents and I ran down to the track, Kelly parted through her friends, her family, her teammates, and a bunch of well-wishers, ran right past her mother and father, jumped in my arms, gave me a great big hug, and she said, "Coach, look, I broke the tape." I was a little baffled at the first moment, but she says, "Coach, look, I broke the tape." I had failed to realize that every single time I told her about my accomplishments in track, and I've always said the most amazing feeling in the world was to come across first and break the tape. She did not care about winning the race. The only thing she wanted to do is that feeling. So for those of you that are sitting in this room on this call right now, I want you to think about all the very successful people you have right now. Because in your current life, be it that you're working for someone else, that means that you are shackled to someone else's dream. Or if you're working in the process of setting sail in your own boat, means that you're a doctor waiting for an opportunity in order for your ship to sail and you can live life on your terms. So when I talk about the power of your words are either going to build something or it's going to destroy something. Your words are either going to encourage you or it's going to discourage you. Your words are going to fill your passion with joy or it's going to leave your life empty and unhopeful. But the key thing, when you look at what I'm saying, there are 341 million people on this planet, on the United States. There's 7.1 billion people on this planet. If you become a brand ambassador, the same way I did, and you look at the fact that you only have to impact your position on 1% of this population on this planet, and the world is open to you. The difference you can make by caring for someone else to help them alleviate some discomforts and pain, improve their life, if you can make that one decision and that choice, there's only one person on this call is going to turn around 5 seconds from now and say, "I'm going to join that team." Anything happens after 5 seconds, you're going to spend the next 15, 20 minutes talking yourself out of it, and you're going to make many excuses. You're going to be in the same position that you started in when you came here. Now, out of the nearly 100 people on here, I'm going to ask you, when this call is over with, are you going to be that one person that takes control of their life, that makes a difference in someone else's life, and become one of these success stories? So next time that I see you, I can sit back and enjoy the fact that something one of the panelists has said to you impacted your life in a way that changed you forever. And the only thing I can say to you is thank you for the honor and the privilege to tell you how important the words of the people that have spoken to me today that have made a change are to me. And I hope somebody has said something that will impact you. And thank you.
Kevin, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That was a great story, and it just goes to show, the great example I think Kelly shares there of, sometimes we tell ourselves we can't do something before we start, right? And no one told Kelly she couldn't do it, so she just went and did it. And one of the things about being first and talking about track, and I love this story, but as we talk about track and field, the first person to ever run a mile in under 4 minutes was somebody called Roger Bannister. And the thing that I like about this story the most is before that, everyone had said it was impossible. It was a record that would never be broken. There was even some people that would say that the body physically cannot run fast enough to be able to meet that time. And so Roger Bannister did it, and he did this incredible achievement. But what was the real prize of what Roger Bannister did? Less than a year later, a second person had run a mile in under 4 minutes. The fact that somebody did it first gave way and gave permission for others to follow. And I think that is a great example that Kelly can give to each of us in whatever area we want, because, it can apply to, our business, our relationships, the things that we want. We got to not let ourselves be held back. Now, we look at the legacy of Roger Bannister. Less than a year later, someone else had done it. Now, as we look many, many years later, it's not unusual to see a really good high school athlete run a mile in sub 4 minutes. And so we have this pay it forward, as Kevin likes to talk about, this pay it forward blessing that comes from first. And so I hope that there are people on the call here today who are looking for something different, who are looking for something new, who want to take their life in a different direction and are willing to be the first, because the ultimate benefit may be to the people that then that gives freedom to follow. Okay, so let me share my screen again, because there's a couple of things I just want to finish and wrap up as we say goodbye. Okay. Couple of updates, because as we wrap up this call now, I want you talking to the person that invited you onto this call, and there's going to be certain things that you're going to ask them about. And so I want you to make sure that you ask about the amazing, incredible sale that we have on our award-winning skincare right now. We heard Kellyanne talk about it earlier. It's a phenomenal product blend of CBD and ancient Asian herbs formulas. It's just a wonderful product. I love the cleanser and I love the moisturizer. I mean, I love it all, but they're the two that I use. And you can see my smooth skin. It is natural in both ways. And so with a great price on there. So these are the wholesale prices. So if you become a brand ambassador, these are the prices that you can buy them for. The bundle together is normally $199.99. You can buy it for $74.99. That's on sale retail at $150. So with nothing else in the Kannaway Financial Rewards plan, if you are a brand ambassador who sells one of these kits for $150, you're making $25 commission right there. Straight off the bat, that goes to you. And so, we have a great sale. Normally the individual items are all about $39.99. They're on sale for $28. The serum on the end there is normally $59.99. It's available for $45. So just great products with a great price. I want to make sure that people get those into their hands while that pricing is available. So speak to the person who invited you on to talk about that. We also have our 1K club. So this is our model for new people who are getting started to have a plan on things that they need to do and some very simple steps to go along with how they need to get started so they can hit the point where they're earning $200 a month as quickly and as simply as possible. So speak to the person that invited you about the 1K club and about how you can get to that point quickly and start to be a member of the 1K club. And of course, the question that you're going to ask them depends then on what has spoken to you and what has reached out to you. And so if it's a product and you want to try one of our products and see how that can benefit your quality of life, then, ask about being a customer. And I encourage you to ask about being a preferred customer, which means that you say which product you want to receive, and it will make sure that it gets delivered on a monthly basis. And so that way there is a saving that comes with that. So keeping more money in your own pocket, which is definitely a great thing to do. And you can also earn some great rewards like product discounts and free shipping. So make sure that you ask about the preferred customer program. And I hope that many of you have seen the opportunity that literally tens of thousands of people around the world have seen, and that's becoming a brand ambassador with Kannaway. Ask the person who invited you to what that could mean for you, what the opportunities and the potential are there, and how you can make that difference and change in your life, so make it an opportunity and an option for others who will follow. So that's our Kannaway Showcase today. I appreciate, again, so much the time that you have spent with us. I'm so grateful to all of our speakers who took the time to prepare and present so well and so eloquently and so passionately. I'm so thankful to each and every one of you for giving up your time on a Saturday. I hope that my promise at the beginning comes true and that you will see that it was a worthy investment of your time and that you will follow up with the person that invited you onto this call, because I guarantee they're going to give you a call and they're going to ask you a question. What did you think? And then that's your opportunity to say what you think. So appreciate it. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon.